Now, it was 8 years ago that boxing legend Frank Bruno suffered a very public breakdown, and for Frank and his family it was the beginning of the toughest fight of his life. He was Britain's king of the ring, a national hero who people loved just as much outside the boxing arena as in it. But that all changed when on the 22nd of September 2003, Frank Bruno was sectioned under the Mental Health Act.
Doctors now have 28 days to assess his condition, and if they feel he warrants further treatment, then he can be held for a further 6 months.
Alongside cruel headlines in the press, the public were shocked to find out that Frank's behaviour had become increasingly bizarre. After his divorce and the suicide of his mentor, Frank had spent nights trying to sleep in a boxing ring in his garden. Finally though, after weeks of treatment and a greater understanding of his own bipolar disorder, Frank was released from hospital. Well, all this month, Frank is supporting a new initiative to end the stigma surrounding mental health, and he's here now along with his daughter Rachel, and Dr. Hillary's here as well, and it's so good to see you.
Nice to see you, Lorraine, looking so well as well.
I can't believe that was 8 years ago, you know.
Flown, isn't it?
It has, and I think everybody was really shocked because you always seemed sort of so in control, you know, very dedicated sportsman, you were very good at your job, and always somebody that was up for a laugh and really good fun, and yet you were struggling with this illness.
Struggling, you know, I mean, the illness, no one to blame. I can't really put the blame on nobody but myself, you know, but sometimes when you love somebody and you break up from somebody, breaking the heart, but my heart is mended now and I'm free of it, and I'm the happiest man that could be on this earth at the moment.
I'm really pleased for you, and also the fact that you want to talk about this, because we are getting better. We are getting better at sort of dealing with any sort of mental problems. But you know, if you'd had a boxing injury or you'd broken your arm or something, everybody would have been so sympathetic. You can see that that's happened. But when it's inside your head,
you know, I mean, a lot of people, men, it's a man's ego thing. If you're saying you got to go and get some help, we won't go. We refuse to. You know what I mean? Go to the doctor, refuse to. But at the end of the day, there's medication what they got out there, which I think they need to tame it down a little bit and put people in the gym, get healthy. Because
that's how you deal with it, isn't it? You work out. That's your way of coping.
Yeah, I go to Champions most days. I didn't go to Champions this morning. I went to hotel, what was a 24-hour hotel, and I go for it when I go in there. You know, like the police is chasing me, and I run up hills with the hand weights and the circuits and all that. Well, I try and look after myself. Sometimes I get lucky, Lorraine, and you don't want to let the side down. So, you know what I mean? When you're that horse boss,
exactly. And Rachel, you were what? You were about 16, I think, when this
16.
all happened. So obviously very aware of what was going on. And were there any signs beforehand?
Well, I think it was an ongoing thing. It was obviously a bit up, a bit down. Sometimes you're a bit manic. So we saw the signs, I think, before.
It must have been very tough for you to see your big, strong dad, you know, because he is, you know, and we all think that about our fathers, don't we? And it must have been very hard for you to deal with that.
I think it was hard for us all of us when he went into hospital, because he's so big, and then just going into that room and seeing him, he looked like a little boy, and that was, I think that was that was the hard. I think that was the hardest point.
It's very difficult. And people, did you find it easy to talk, like, with your friends or with people? Because we've still got this. There is still this stigma.
Yeah, I found it a bit difficult to talk to my friends, but obviously my family, we could obviously all open up to each other and talk about it. So that made it a lot easier.
A little bit easier. But there is, isn't there, Hillary? We have talked about this before, about the fact that we aren't very good at dealing with any type of mental illness.
No, and yet 1 in 4 of us in our lifetime will be touched by it in some way. You know, but Frank coming on here and talking about it is fantastic. He's always been a man of the people. People identify and love Frank, and always will. And for him to come and talk about, look, it was no big deal. It was a phase I went through. There was some things that contributed to it that just made me more vulnerable. But then I came through it, and I'm back to normal now, and using a good lifestyle as his therapy. I think it's wonderful.
A lot of people use that, don't they? Because I remember Trish Goddard, she said that when she had depression, that she used to go and work out, and it really helped her. You know, the exercise actually really helped, along with other things too, but for her that really worked.
Focus, it puts you in the focus, gets your mind in the right set, and you feel good within your body when you put on your clothes, like you put on your garments. They look very lovely. Man.
You like this, don't you?
I do. It's doing something for me, you know what I mean? But if you go to the gym and have a steam, a sauna, you run, or be in that environment, you know, it's a healthy thing to do, you know what I mean? Not saying it works for everybody, because what may be good for me might not be good for you, but it's just that, you know, I think sometimes it should ease off the medication a little bit off the people, because sometimes it can make them look zombified and zinked out.
We talk about the happy hormones that exercise releases, that high that you get, and serotonin is the hormone, the happy hormone, and that's exactly the same hormone as you get increased amounts when you take Prozac or any of the other antidepressants.
It's like when it's the winter, you go and touch little sunbeds for a little 1 minute or 3 minutes.
Just to get make you feel better. Oh, no, it's true.
Can't beat that tan, you know.
And have you got your dad back now?
I have got my dad back now. It took a while, but I've got him back now.
No, it's great to see. It's really good to see you so positive. And you know, I loved you on Harry Hill. I want to see more of you on Harry Hill.
You're
Great
making me
fun.
blush. He's a good boy, Harry.
He's great, isn't he?
He's very, very intelligent and very, very good guy to work with, you know.
Trained as a doctor, you know, Harry Hill.
No, I know, but he's a good stand-up comedian as well. Nice man.
Well, hope to see more of you in that. More of you in that. So the whole campaign is called It's Time to Talk.
Yeah.
We'll put all the details on the website because I think it's really important. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Lorraine. Look after you. Keep looking as well as you are looking, my girl.
Thank you. Made my day. Still to come this morning.